I have an exciting morning ahead of me. I have some fresh apples. A neighbor down the street gave me some apples off her tree, and I only took a dozen and a half or 2 dozen. And so I thought I'd try my hand at canning them. I am using the recipe that you see on the website of the National Center for Home Food Preservation. So the first thing I've done, I have my boiling water bath pot here, and I'm going to go ahead and turn the burner on under it and let it get started cooking. Let it come to a boil, and then I'm going to put my jars in and let them sterilize. In the meantime, I am making a light syrup to can the apples in. Now you can can them with water, with light syrup, extra light syrup, or even medium syrup or heavy syrup, whatever you would like to do. So what I'm going to do is a light syrup. So I have in this pot right here about 3 cups of water. And to that, I'm going to add 3/4 cup of sugar and stir it up and put that to the side. I'll use that a little bit later. Right now, I'm going to put the apples into a pan of water over here I have in the sink to wash them good. And in this pan, I'm going to mix up a solution of lemon water. And so when I peel and core the apples and cut them up, I'll cut them into the lemon water. And that way they won't turn brown while I'm getting them all ready to can. So I'm going to mix. Normally, I would mix up a gallon of water and a cup of lemon juice. But since I only have a few apples, I'm going to mix half that much. So I'll put 2 quarts of water in. And to that, I'm going to add a half cup of lemon juice. So I'm just going to wash the apples and start peeling and cutting them up. Just to catch you up, I have in the boiling water bath that is on the stove over high heat come to a boil, and I have my jars put down in the water to sterilize them. And over here on the back of the stove, I have my sugar water that's got 3 cups of water and 3/4 cup of sugar in it that I'm going to use to, one, cook the apple slices in for 5 minutes, and then I'll put the apples into the jars and cover them with the hot sugar water. And then here in a bowl, I have my lemon water. I have a half cup of lemon juice in half a gallon of water that I'm going to drop my slices in as I peel and cut up the apples. And over here in the sink, I have my apples washed, and I'm just about to start peeling them and cutting them up. Because these apples are so small, I'm not going to try to core them and slice them. I'm just going to cut little slices or chunks off around the apple, and I think it's going to be faster for just a few apples that I have. I'm cutting them into little chunks. And just in case you've wondered why you haven't heard my baby kitty, my 18-year-old traveling companion, why you haven't heard her voice lately, is that unfortunately about a month ago my baby died. She passed away peacefully, and I miss her terribly. But I have rescued a kitten that my neighbor found at work that somebody abandoned. So his name is Smokey, and he and I are adjusting to life together. Okay, so the boiling water bath is boiling and the jars have begun the sterilization process. So I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes to be sure that our jars are sterilized. There's my alarm. So our jars are sterilized. And I'm almost through with the apples. The jars have finished sterilizing now, so I've moved those off the burner and put onto the burner the sugar and water solution that I'm going to can the apples in. So as soon as I finish, I think I have 3 more apples to peel. I'm going to put the apple slices into the sugar water and bring them to a boil and cook them for 5 minutes. Okay, there we are. I have my peels and cores, and those will go into the compost. My white syrup, the sugar and water syrup that's going on the apples, is coming to a boil, so I'm going to add the apple slices and bring them back to a boil and let them cook for 5 minutes. I'll give this a good stir. Let it come back to a boil. The apples are boiling, so I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes. So you can avoid the step where you boil the apples for 5 minutes. You can cold pack them. This is known, boiling them is known as hot packing. But you can cold pack the apples. The only problem would be they don't necessarily, if they haven't been cooked some, fit down into the jars as well. So you might end up with a little fruit floating around in a lot of juice. The hot pack method, to me, works better. The apples are almost ready to go into the jars, so I'm going to take the jars out of the boiling water bath. And I have my funnel out. Okay, so there's our timer. So I am going to move some things around here. I'm going to take the apples off the burner and put the boiling water bath back on to bring the water back up to a full rolling boil. Get my apples over here. And I'm going to start filling the jars. Okay, so I've got 2 full jars and one that's not quite full, but that's okay. I'll just make a small cobbler when I use that jar. Now I'm going to fill the jars with my syrup. Now I mentioned that you can use water to can these in, not put any sugar in them. Or you can make a light, extra light, medium, or heavy syrup. Or you can use honey. I have done that. Now I'm going to run this knife down into the apples and into the jars to be sure I don't have air pockets down in there. At this point, I'm going to drop my lids down into the boiling water. They won't stay there long. And I'm going to use a clean cloth, wet clean cloth, to wipe off my jar rings and threads. Make sure there's nothing on them that will prevent having a good seal. The level of my liquid in one of these jars has gone down, so I'm going to add just a little bit more. We want a 1/2 inch headspace, and I had about 1 inch, so I added a little bit more to all of them. And now I'm going to see if I can fish out my lids. Now I prefer the two-piece lids. The last time I bought jars, this is what they had, was the one-piece. Now to get my jars down into the I'm a little bit short on water. The water is supposed to cover the jars at least an inch. So I'm boiling some water that'll be ready for me to add. When you're canning apples and you're using the boiling water bath method, either pints or quarts are to be processed for 20 minutes. Now that's up to a 1,000-foot elevation. If you get into higher elevations, then you have to adjust your time. Alright, I'm adding some more boiling water. Now the water covers the tops of the lids by at least an inch, maybe an inch and a half. So I'm going to set my timer for 20 minutes. The alarm has gone off and I've turned the fire out from under the boiling water bath. So now all we have to do is remove the jars of apples from the boiling water bath, which can be easier said than done. Because I still don't have all of my canning supplies, which are still in storage. But hopefully soon I will be in my new home and have my canning supplies available to me. And here we are. Our apples are absolutely gorgeous. So all we have to do now is let these set undisturbed for 24 hours. And then I'll wash and dry the jars, label the lids, and away they go to storage. So if you found this video helpful, please like and share, and thanks for stopping by.